So I'm curious because now they're saying that the dewatering plan is going to be changed, correct?
No.
How are they not going to change the dewatering plan?
The dewatering plant is a moving target because they have...
A moving target?
Well, let's start with this. The Coastal Commission gave a permit.
Do you want to identify who you are?
My name is Roy Stearns of State Parks.
Okay.
You want to identify who you are?
My name is Andy Lyon, and I'm a citizen of Malibu. I'm a third-generation Malibu resident. I played Little League at this area. You're Tom Dorr? Okay.
What team were you on?
I was on the Padres. I was also on the Colony A's.
I was on the Colony A's.
You were?
Yeah.
I'm going to be 50. Cluckin.
Don Cluckin? Yeah.
Cluckins.
Yeah, Don Cluckin.
With all the Regans and everybody else. What, we were on the same Little League field together? How old are you? I'm going to be 50.
I'm 55.
Okay, so you're older than me.
Yeah.
So then you would know that they lied about this place being covered in baseball fields too.
It had a baseball field on it.
Yeah, right here where we're standing.
Yeah, we're right here, not the whole
10 feet down, not covered in pack.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's another issue. So now, because I'm reading that in this plan, in this one that comes off of your dewatering, in order to properly compact a temporary interior dike, the entire lagoon must be temporarily lowered to elevation 3. It is anticipated that temporary pumps will need to run 24 hours a day for approximately 1 week at a flow rate of up to 11,250 gallons per minute to achieve elevation 3 in the lagoon. So now they are not going to be doing that?
There's a lot of details there. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Well, I mean, they say that they're now changing this thing around because I know that the contractors came out here and bid this job in February when the lagoon was running down in front of the Adamson house and it was dry back there. And I know a moving target. I like that.
It always was planned that way because you know as well as anyone else that the lagoon can be full. We're having maximum tides right now, right?
Yeah, but that's not why it's full. It's coming down the creek. I mean, we're not getting input.
Right now. No, but we have maximum high tides coming.
Well, that's what they always say, that you've got water tables coming down. Okay.
Yeah. So it could be full. It could have been breached. It could be empty. It could be completely done. They weren't anticipating tides. They didn't know. So they said, here's a full range of things that could happen during that time. During this time between June and October. So we're going to get all these possibilities permitted. And the contractor, who knows who's done this before, the contractor is going to then make the plan at the end, depending upon what natural conditions we have.
Right.
And it was permitted to do that within that realm.
But
so he's coming up with a plan.
Okay, so now they're
doesn't change the overall plan.
But now
Susan, okay, the permit. It's not a new permit required.
Right. Okay, but they said Craig Sapp has said that they've changed and making minor changes to the whole thing.
Oh, they have to.
Yeah, but these guys are now
under the existing permit. They're accepted.
I read on the dewatering. There are three conditions: 2 during a closed and 1 during an open. And there's 2 separate issues during a closed where they can dewater this. So now, why is it that if there's 2 on the dewatering plan, why didn't they just plan for that, knowing that this thing it's been burned off for weeks?
I don't know the technicality of
it. But then the other thing too, I have a question for is now Suzanne Good is telling people, it's in the paper, that the access to the beach will be on top of this dike, this interior dike that's going to be constructed. Was that ever part? I never read any.
It's a temporary part.
No.
You know where the trail is right now?
But nobody ever said that was going to be the access to the beach was on top of that.
Temporarily, yeah.
Nobody ever said anything about that. It was always that it was going to be the exterior was going to be where the public was going to have access.
At the beginning, we have to close this. You guys are going to go out there to get access to the beach. Once we get this arranged, we have to do everything we can to set up for this dike because we have to isolate the creek from this western side.
Right.
So they're going to put all these curtains up so they can get inside there and deep
metal curtains.
No, they're like shower curtains, mesh net, so they can fish and get every goby, every fish, every animal out of there. Then they're going to put soil in there and they're going to build this road. Then they're going to close this once this is compacted and ready, and that's the way people are going to go out to the beach. It's going to actually be to the left of the now trail.
But okay, so on this plan, it says that you have to dewater the whole lagoon in order to install that.
Western channels.
Yeah, no, it says the entire lagoon.
No,
It says it right here in the dewatering plan, the entire lagoon.
they mean the western side.
You mean in
Oh well,
sections?
that's interpretive to how you write it then, because the entire this isn't connected to the entire lagoon. Have you seen the condition of it? It's a wide open one.
We said many times in that. There's 15 times it says the entire lagoon will not be affected. It's only the western channels. That's
But it says right here, the entire lagoon must be temporarily lowered. The entire lagoon. So you're going to go in there, and then what happens is if you breach this lagoon, it says it right there. I'll hold on to this. Right here. The entire lagoon must be temporarily lowered to elevation 3. So how are you going to...
just the western channels.
Well, it doesn't say just the western
Well,
channels.
I'll correct that for you right now. It's going to be just the western side.
So
We're
how
not-
do you
we're not messing
empty...
with the main creek.
But how do you empty one side? If it says, how can you... In order to properly compact a temporary interior dike, how are you going to empty the western channels to put in a dike then? How do you lower... How do you empty the left side before you put a dike in if you need to put the dike in to lower the channels? It's sort of like a catch-22, don't you think?
Well, I just explained it to you. So what they do is they put net curtains up on each side. They get the fish and the wildlife out of the center. They're going to make this dike road there. And they can lift the curtain, I believe. I'm not sure. Now they've got the western...
But it just says in here that you have to lower it to a 3-foot level.
inside.
Yeah, but how do you... But if you don't have the dike up, how do you lower it to a 3-foot level?
At low tide.
There's no low tide. It doesn't go
No,
down. It's closed off.
I don't know the.
We're talking semantics. I
scientific
didn't really
details.
think we're
I
talking
know.
semantics.
If you're
You
looking
know what I
for a
mean?
little detail.
Yeah.
It's not a little detail. This is a huge detail. This is a massive detail.
I don't think it's a huge detail. It's a part of the plan to
It's not
lower
a-
the water on
So
just
what's
the
your
lagoon.
concern?
Well, that's like saying that you're going to take a glass of water, one glass of water, and you're going to empty...
How about a bathtub?
Wait, no, okay,
Bathtub.
okay. You're gonna empty a half a bathtub and not the other half, and then you're gonna put up a separation barrier in there.
I'm not sure that's a good analogy to make.
Really, we want to go out here and walk on the bridge, and we can explain it
So-
where we can see it. I know you don't want to see that because it's when you look at it, you.
Andy, what if the whole lagoon is
I don't
like...
listen to reason either, so.
I'm listening to reason. I'm just trying. It's like a logical question that if the whole lagoon
Can
is,
be water.
how do you?
What's your...
How can, because if you look at it right now, I just took video of it. If you look at it right now, the whole thing is a giant lake. And when you're telling me that you're gonna empty one side of a lake,
There's a lake out that way.
it's a lake right here.
No, it's so shallow water.
It's shallow here.
It's very shallow.
It's not.
It's
It,
deep over there. So
Yeah.
what...
but okay, so you okay.
by the
Let me
bridge
okay.
right
So
here.
let me say
What's
Yeah,
your
when you walk
issue
up by the
with
bridges, it's
whether it's the
shallow
whole
water.
lagoon or the
Yeah,
part?
and that's-
Why is
that's
that a
still-
problem?
because it's all connected. So you're telling me that otherwise you're just going to dump dirt in there and block it off before you do this thing because that's the only way that you can separate this thing and then empty it.
Why are you getting into details? My question to you.
Why am I getting in such details?
I am asking you.
Because these guys have told me that this. I'm just saying. You asked me a question. I'm going to ask you. You said, "Why am I getting into the?" But you did. You said, "Why am I getting into the details?" Because the details have been ignored, and this thing has supposedly been in the planning for 20 years. How do you empty half of a lagoon?
I don't know. I'm not a biologist or a contractor.
I understand that, but I don't need to be helped. I understand that if you cannot empty half of a bathtub when you don't block off in the center.
Okay.
You have to put the separation in first, then you empty it, and that's not part of the plan.
Can I
I
ask
know.
you a question?
Sure.
What is your issue? Let's say they move the whole lagoon down to whatever 3-foot level it is that you're saying. What's the problem with that?
Tell me how when you're telling me that you're going to bring the whole lagoon down to a 3-foot level, it's going to go on and on and on and on and on. We're at like a 4-foot water table back here, and there's the rate of discharge of the water is insane. I don't know how you guys expect to empty that thing out right now.
Tell me what the problem is. What is the problem?
Well, because it's misrepresenting how the project is going to be done.
But do you think environmentally there's going to be a problem?
Well, there's staph and MRSA in the sand. You're not addressing that. If you're pouring all this amount of water onto the beach, that it's not going to erode the sand and the beach.
Do you think that all these agencies wouldn't be on board with this project?
What agencies?
U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, Corps of Engineers, National Marine
well-
Fisheries. These are the most regulatory.
I understand, but
But
they're
are
also.
they gonna be here
Are they going to be here every single day?
To monitor this stuff on a daily basis because
I want to understand. We don't have a SWIP plan. We don't have the erosion plan is not in place.
Is there a plan?
You're
for
telling me
the
that-
event during construction, if the water was contaminated to a level that was unsatisfactory to you guys, is there an emergency plan to halt the project to make sure that it gets restored to whatever qualities all these people and agencies would like to see it at?
Regulatory commissions.
All those commissions.
Right.
You're talking water quality?
Yes.
Yes.
As it's discharged in the ocean, you're going to be